Oh, oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, God!
Hi and welcome to Unclean Sheet. This is our first video. Today we have with ourselves Vedant, who's a Leicester fan from India.
Yeah.
Which
Hi,
which
Chirag.
is which is a bit rare, Vedant. We don't really have many Leicester fans in India. Can you tell us how
Yeah,
you
that's true.
became one?
Actually, I was in ninth standard when we went for a foreign exchange program to United States. So actually, we stayed there with a family, which was from Leicester. So through them, I came in contact, with the club and developed a soft spot for them in my heart. Yeah. So
Okay,
that's it.
so
Yeah. So
that's pretty rare though, because a lot of
yeah,
people actually started following Leicester since when they league. That's different though. I like that.
yeah, I know. Yeah, most of the people actually started knowing Leicester after their 5,000 to 1 odds title
Yeah,
victory.
yeah, yeah.
But there are very rare people who have been watching Leicester before that
Yeah, okay.
fairy tale happened, right? So yeah, enough about me. Tell about what encouraged you to start this channel, right? I mean, even this is rare in India. Even we see AFTV, we see Mark Goldbridge, all these people. But I mean, even what you are doing is also rare in India, right? So what encouraged you?
We were like me and my friend. We were huge football fans. I mean, we still are.
Yeah,
And shout out to
yeah,
Lakshit. We both came up with this, and that guy bailed on me today. He was going to join us,
She bailed on me. Oh, did she?
but
yeah,
he couldn't make it. And we used to talk about football all the time, and we
yeah,
thought, we talk about football probably an hour a day or something, and we
yeah,
give banter to a lot of other fans, and other fans
yeah,
banter
yeah,
us because since
yeah.
Arsenal, and so we thought, probably build a community, something,
Yeah,
something like a community in India, which hasn't been
yeah,
there yet, or
yeah.
on a
True.
platform like YouTube, probably start a podcast, which we did. And
Yeah,
so
nice, nice.
here we are, and this is our first video. uh, we have a history because Arsenal versus Leicester has always
Yeah.
been one of those games I actually look forward to, because
When you talk like this, I remember that Welbeck's header,
I
which
know that's
yeah,
but
your smile explains everything about that moment.
the funny thing is I didn't even remember that thing. I had the whole flashback of that header when you spoke about it. The
Yeah,
last memorable thing I remember about Leicester was when we had Emery. We probably
yeah,
battered you guys 4-0 or 5-1 or something. It was 4-1, I think. Where Ozil
yeah. At a
Shaw,
minute,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was didn't catch that match at that time. I was in Dubai, but I remember there was a lot of banter on Twitter, and I didn't open Twitter for 2 to 3 days because of that. Yeah, you demolished us that day, but after that we have been demolishing you.
I know we haven't won against Leicester since that match. And the funny
Yeah,
thing is, fans started getting cocky after that match, and I was like, "Nah, Leicester are a strong side.
yeah.
Vardy especially."
Actually, the thing is, see, we all know that there is traditional big six in Premier League, right?
Yeah.
So when Vichai bought Leicester, we all know.
Mhm.
I think we can all agree that probably the nicest owner right
Owner.
now
Yeah.
in Premier League is
Was
Khun
Vijay.
Vichai.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's basically a dream of a owner, right? For
Yep.
every club supporter, the way he relates to the club, the way he has transformed Leicester from a
Mhm.
championship side to a big six challenger, right?
Yep.
So I think that's a huge thing. But uh, so yeah, I think Premier League, which they say that the so-called big six clubs, I think Leicester now is making a shout for big seven. So I think
It's
that's a great addition to Premier League, because see, we are probably the latest Premier League winners if compared to Arsenal, Manchester United, Tottenham, right? And we are on the verge of finishing in top five again, thrice in 5 years. I mean, it's not a fluke, right? It's not a flash in the pan. It's been something on which the club, Brendan Rodgers, I mean, not even Rodgers, I mean, Claude Puel, I know people don't like Claude Puel a lot, but I think, yeah, Leicester is on right hands right now.
And yeah, speaking of owners, Arsenal and their relationship with the owner, Kroenke
Yeah,
has
it's
reached
a
us out.
toxic one.
I mean,
It's a very toxic one.
fuck you, Kroenke, if you're watching this. Fuck you big time. Fuck you for ruining my club. And
Yeah.
he probably won't be watching this, but shout out to
And,
Kroenke. Fuck you. And I mean, it's more of a fairy tale for us Arsenal fans, to get a owner like yours, because
yeah, I know.
he has transformed the whole club. I mean, Rogers, he started the whole
Yeah.
project. You guys
I,
are 11.
yeah,
I think you guys are 11 unbeaten right now.
unbeaten. Right.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
What do you think is going to happen to Leicester? I mean, title dream, is it still in the chase, or because City are in a deadly
City went
form?
today, right? City went today also, right? They defeated
Yeah,
West Ham.
yeah, they did.
So see, I will be very realistic. I have already lived the dream in 2015-16
You
season,
did.
but now, yeah, but now it's time to be realistic. I don't think that we are title challengers, right? I think we develop more for being a to become a title challenger in the next 2 to 3 years, which are going to be crucial. Even in fact, you asked that this 11 unbeaten run out of 12. I never thought that we will be doing this again this season, right after last season, because I never thought that we had the squad depth to go again and be on this run again. But credit to Rogers, he his man management is brilliant. He's a world class manager, and I think he is so underrated. I don't know why he's so underrated. Probably because he's not British. That's probably the reason. He's Irish.
It's
That's
Irish
why
though.
he's underrated. Yeah, he's Irish, right?
Yeah.
So I think that is one of the reason he's underrated. But it's top four is priority, and now because we are out of Europa, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's FA Cup and top four.
Which was shocking though. I thought like you guys, we had Benfica and we were on our toes, and which
Yeah,
was a really a weird win, I would say, because being an Arsenal
yeah,
fan is not for the weak-hearted. We were literally on our toes.
true.
A friend of mine nearly had a stroke. And when I looked
Yeah,
at your fixture, I thought it was like Slavia Prague, and you guys didn't score any goals in the
yeah,
first half.
yeah.
And I thought it would be like Saliva Prague or something. You'll be salivating, like, yeah, let's get this done with, and we'll move on, and
Yeah.
have hopes for
See, I
European
had
title.
I had my doubts when Madison got injured in
Yeah.
Aston Villa's game, right?
Mhm.
The thing is, actually, see, as I have told, that Leicester squad depth isn't
Hmm.
very good, right? So we had in the attacking mid position James Madison, and he got this again and again, this recurring hip issue which always
Yeah.
recurs. It recurred last year too in the end of the season, and our season came
Which
crashing
which
down.
I
We went.
never get. Like, what's up with Madison and his hip? Like, he must be a
I don't
freak,
know.
something. I mean,
Yeah.
specifically hip.
Actually,
I mean,
yeah. It's something about his tendon in the hip, which again and again when he goes on this playing run of 6 to 7 matches, it just flares up, right? And it causes him big problems. So the thing is that when Madison got injured, and I don't know if you know this, that we had Dennis Pratt also injured.
yeah,
Arsenal was in a race for him.
Arsenal was like, took that is bad. I remember.
Leicester hides that move and bought him again. Credit to our scouting team. But yeah, so even Dennis Pratt is out for the whole
Yeah, I
season.
saw. Yeah.
The shocking thing is that everyone keeps talking about Liverpool injuries, right? You open up Twitter and everyone is talking about Liverpool injuries, how they are not without so many key players, but no one is talking about Leicester, because we are not the big six of
Yep.
the club, because we don't get that media coverage. If you see Evans, Soyuncu, Madison, Vardy, all of them have been out, and we are still in top 4. We are above Liverpool by 9 points, and with the budget we have, and the thing what I mean, Leicester is achieving, it's huge. We are so underrated in when we see these things.
That's true though, but I mean, even NDD was out for quite a while, and
Yeah,
NDD.
I mean, every
yeah,
I think it's only Yuri Tillemans, Harvey Barnes, and I think it's Schmeichel. Only these three have been the regular starters.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Which is weird because NDD is probably one of the best DMs in my if you ask
In
me.
the world, bro.
That's a bit. I won't say in the world, but like he's probably definitely
What in Premier
probably,
League? How many do you think are better than Ndidi right now? If we talk about just in the present time,
Fabinho was in a better form before this season.
Okay. Fabinho might be a shock. People say Rice, but I don't think Rice
is Rice is a good player though.
Rice is a good player. I'm not taking anything away from that. Yeah.
Doucouré is one.
Come on, Ndidi and Doucouré.
Doucouré is still a good player, but like if you do ask me, I think Fernandinho is in good form. And,
okay.
But yeah, Ndidi has always been. I mean, that I had that guy in my FPL for a while.
Yeah.
And
I mean, his legs. Oh my god, his legs are so. His legs are so big, man.
This might be meme or something, the way you went to his legs. It's coming back to Harvey Barnes though. I mean, like his hip, I mean, that guy needs to take it easy in the bedroom or something. And what do you think about Arsenal though? Because you guys are playing, like, Leicester's playing Arsenal tomorrow. So, what do you think about Arsenal season so far?
It's been a mixed season for you, right? I mean, sometimes you go in on this terrific run, and I think, whoa, man, Arsenal are so good.
Back,
and then
we all feel that way.
you hit this reality all of a sudden, and you are again this terrible, and I'm saying, oh my god, Arsenal are so bad. and then again you go on this amazing run. So it's been actually a mixed type of season for you guys. But obviously, I mean, Arsenal is not a club which I see right now. If you open the Premier League table, you are, I think, on 11th, right? I mean, it's not ideal, right? You guys are better than this. You guys are better than
that's the thing I would like to point out though. I mean, Arsenal have been on a run. Like I think we got banter from every London club, including West Ham. They've been the best London club so far. And we had this small run, and then we capitulated. And it's, I don't know, Arsenal switches off like this. I mean, when chips are down, they just, you can notice the body language.
I think one of the major reasons for the failure of this season, I think it's Auba, form of Auba.
Auba, yeah, true.
I think
it's more about relying on one player just to carry that.
See, but the thing about this, relying upon one player, what I feel about this is, see, people speak about clubs. For example, they speak about Tottenham, right? How much they are reliant upon Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, and even Leicester. And even Leicester, that how much we are reliant upon Jamie Vardy, or you guys upon Auba. But see, except Manchester City, if you take out Manchester City out of equation, which other club in Premier League isn't dependent upon one world-class player? Just tell me. Every club, even Manchester United is dependent upon Bruno, right? When Bruno wasn't in Manchester United, they were a spineless team. Yeah. See, Liverpool, Van Dijk isn't in their team. How much they are struggling? I mean, every team is built around this one world-class player. But when you have more than that one world-class player, you become a team like Manchester City.
That's actually, if I have to be honest, I was heartbroken when because Arsenal bottled that year. We were.
Arsenal said, right, that if Arsenal had to win Premier League, it was 2016.
It was 2016.
Because it was your best chance.
Because Sanchez was in form, or we had Ozil, And I was so heartbroken actually when that happened. I stopped watching football
But
for a year.
Tottenham actually finished third in two horse race.
Yeah,
That was the
they
most
did. I mean, they're doing better than us for now. But
yeah, yeah,
that was a huge moment for, I think, for sports, not just football. I mean,
yeah,
when Leicester won it, it just proved that to have heart to win the league, and
yeah,
anyone can do it. You just need to have the spirit and the right players,
yeah.
the right manager. I mean, that
I mean,
was a huge moment.
it just tells you, right, that never to quit, and it's
Yeah,
always right to dream,
yep,
right?
yep,
You should never say that you should never quit. Basically,
yeah,
anything is possible. I mean, everything about it, is it's 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 basically going, it will be talked about from generations to generations. It's
yeah,
never going to die. That title win is probably going to be the most talked title ever. You know, even if Leicester doesn't, go
yeah. They
up in
don't.
the
Yeah.
table,
Mhm.
yeah, even if they descend down the table, but still that title will forever be in everyone's memory, even if you are not a Leicester fan. And it's it's my general observation again that if you are a so-called big six supporter, if you are not an Everton fan, everyone likes Leicester. No one hates
Yeah,
Leicester.
that's true.
If
Nobody hates Leicester.
yeah, no, nobody hates Leicester because I don't know. Maybe it's because of that title win, or it's because about the owners we have.
I
But
think
it's something about Leicester, right?
it also has a lot to do with how you won the title, because it sounds more of
Yeah,
a underdog story, like Rocky.
underdog
It
story.
sounds more
Yeah,
like a Rocky.
right,
Nobody
right.
came. He won
Yeah,
everything. Leicester
yeah,
won, and I personally really like Leicester as a team. I mean,
yeah.
who doesn't love Jamie Vardy? I mean,
But
if
yeah,
if I mean, one day
before
probably
before he gives banter, right? But
yeah.
before he just goes
Before he
like
gets
this.
bantered, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have Auba's jersey. I mean, that's the only Arsenal jersey I have. If I have to get another jersey, it will probably be Vardy's jersey, which
that's a
speaks
huge
a lot.
compliment.
I know, because
Yeah,
I love
I
that guy.
I think he was very close to joining Arsenal,
I
right? After
he was
title winning season.
he was, and then
Yeah,
because that guy is super loyal, he stayed with
yeah,
the
super loyal.
Foxes.
Yeah, I mean, it's I have probably heard this loyalty thing after Alan Shearer.
Yeah,
What? Yeah, right. What he did with Newcastle. I
Newcastle.
think after that, it's probably Jamie Vardy who
Probably,
who, who
yeah,
has been so loyal.
probably.
It's terrific.
I mean, no
Yeah,
other.
even Lionel Messi nowadays
Lionel
talks
is
about
stuck.
leaving Barcelona, right? But Jamie Vardy, rejecting Arsenal, even he rejected Atletico Madrid 2 years
Yeah, he
before.
did.
He said that when nobody wanted me when I was in Fleetwood, Leicester came in for me, and they gave me the platform to express myself. Now, when they are in need of me, why should I be rejecting them?
I
So
know.
that's it.
Plus, that guy
It
is
speaks
what
volume of him as a person.
that guy is 34 now, and he's still banging
Yeah.
goals. I mean, Auba missed the boot by one goal, and
Yeah.
uh, Vardy won it. Who do you
Yeah,
think
last
is
year.
better though, Vardy or Auba? I mean, not. I mean, if we can be neutral about this, and
That's so tough, man. See, the
who do
only
you
thing
take? Who do you
separates.
take Auba? And like, if Vardy retires, who do you take Auba?
Yeah, if Vardy retires, obviously I would take Auba. But the main question is that what if both of them are fit and are on the bench, and it's 75th minute, and who do you bring on to score the goal, right? It's about that.
I mean,
It's so tough.
if
See,
that
the
situation comes, I'd probably pick Vardy, because that guy. The thing about Vardy is,
he basically he is a nerve of steel, right?
yeah, he
He
does.
just doesn't take purpose. He can score in every damn situation.
It's probably the Red Bull he drinks before the match, and the
Oh my
Red
god!
Bull he drinks in the breakfast. That explains why
Oh
he
my god!
kicks the corner flag so often. And
True, true. See, I have utmost respect for Auba, right? But see, Vardy was working in a surgical splint factory
yeah,
when he was 24.
yeah,
I mean, in 2003, I think he was working for a surgical splint factory. I
yeah,
don't. I mean, he literally rose from the ground, right?
yeah. Like I said,
I
a
mean,
Rocky story. The whole
yeah.
Leicester
Again,
and
I mean,
Vardy is a Rocky story.
to to achieve this, I mean, what Vardy has achieved, I don't think many can. But see, Auba, the only positive I see with Auba, if I compare him to Vardy, is that he has done it almost in every place. I mean, he went to he was very
Yeah,
good in France. He was very good at Dortmund,
Dortmund.
and he was very good at England. So I think this one positive is with Auba, because Vardy has always played in English football. He has never went outside, right, of England. But Vardy has won the Premier League. Auba hasn't.
I'll give that one to Vardy. Vardy. I mean, he's a Premier League goat, I would say. And the
Yeah.
thing with Vardy is when the chips are down, he just he takes the reins in his hands and he's driving forward with the ball. And there are so many
Yeah.
moments I can remember where it was probably 80th minute of the game. Vardy had the ball. He ran as fast as he can and he saw the back of the net. I'm not sure if Auba has done that often. A few times in
Even
Europa.
Vardy, yeah. Even Vardy scored 86th minute, 84th minute, if I am not right, something
Yeah,
like that against US. We won after
that's
43 or 45
that's
years at Emirates.
that's a bit. Are you talking about the last game? Because in the last
Yeah,
game,
I'm talking about last game at Emirates when we won
yeah, yeah,
1-0.
yeah. And before that,
Yeah.
I think we were 10 men down, and
Yeah.
there was a really
It was
bad.
a draw. It was a
It
draw.
was a draw.
Inkitia,
It felt like a loss, but it
yeah, it felt, because I'll be honest, that day you were the better team, but Inkitia just,
in
was
Ketia,
late
yeah,
on a
yeah.
challenge, with a challenge
I'm
on
not
Evans,
sure
and
if I don't think that was a red card, but it's in
yeah,
the
even
past.
I don't, I never thought to, yeah, me
I
too.
mean,
But yeah, Vardy then scored an equalizer. Vardy always scores against Arsenal. I don't know.
he always does.
He
I mean,
always scores against Arsenal.
if
I hope he does tomorrow, right?
if Lee Judges is watching this, I mean, he said the same about Harry Kane. That fucking little bastard. He's done it again.
Fucking little bastard!
He does it all the
He's done
time.
it again!
He's
You
done it again.
dirty bastard! You've done it
Where
again!
is the card? But where is...
I mean, Vardy does it all the fucking time. I mean,
Yeah.
that guy plays at Emirates like it's his park or something, which is
Yeah.
frustrating at times. But I'm like, when he scores, I'm like, okay, Vardy has done it again. This guy, I mean, should I be fangirling or should I be disappointed? I mean, I'm obviously disappointed
You
because
just can't
Arsenal
hate the guy, right? You just can't hate him. Even if he's score. There are some players, even if you just need to admire them.
Yeah.
You cannot do a lot about that.
Speaking of
It's
City,
just in injuries, dude. Again, last season, so many key injuries. Our defense was ripped apart. Kaglar Soyuncu, Johnny Evans, Ricardo Pereira just came back 2 months back, right? If Madison again, it's Wilfred Ndidi, everyone was injured. We were playing academy products. So it was just unlucky, basically.
speaking of City, how did you feel when Leicester really made a strong start? I think they scored 5 goals against City, who are like
5-2. We won 5-2.
Yeah, 5-2
Yeah.
against City is massive for any club.
Vardy scored a hat trick.
Yeah, Vardy scored a hat trick, and that's the
Vardy
day
scored
I
a hat.
texted every other football friend of mine. I told them, like, I told you Vardy is world class, and
Yeah.
that how does it feel as a Leicester fan when your team has scored 5-2 against
Etihad, in
probably
Etihad. Yeah.
in Etihad against
In Etihad, that too.
against potential title winners.
See, I know it cannot be compared, but I don't know if you remember that victory when Manchester City were defending champions and we went and ripped apart Manchester City's defense in 2015-16 season. 3-1, we were victorious with that legendary Robert Huth header and Mahrez dribbling top corner finish. It was basically kind of that feeling, because back then we didn't know in that match that we are going to win the title, but it just felt so good. And it felt more good because Mahrez was playing for them, and we just made a statement that you made a mistake. Obviously he didn't make a mistake. He's winning titles with Manchester City, but it was just a very good feeling that defeating team of Mahrez, basically, who was playing against us, and even Mahrez opened the scoring actually. Funny enough, it was Mahrez who opened the scoring that 5-2 win. And I was like, oh my God, it's going to be a very long day and it's going to be another thrashing of 4-5-0, something like that. But when Vardy was so good that day, so good. I don't know if you remember his second goal where he chipped Ederson with his back heel from the
I do.
knee
I remember that goal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was basically Vardy show, everything he did. And again, it's about Leicester scouting. See, we sold Chilwell for 50 million to Chelsea, who is basically warming the bench for them right now. And Tuchel, Thomas is basically playing again Marcos Alonso instead of him. And we brought in Castagna, who has been so good again. I mean, Leicester fullbacks are again very underrated. You look at Leicester's fullbacks, James Justin, who just got ACL injury, is probably the most versatile fullback I have ever seen. He can play right back as well as left back. Thomas Castagna can play left back as well as right back. Even Ricardo Pereira, I mean, don't get me started on Ricardo Pereira.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, so it's very good.
I mean, speaking of scouting, it also speaks a lot about your squad. Do you think Leicester? I mean, that's what I believe. I'd like to hear your opinion on that. Do you think, man by man, like player by player, do you think Leicester is a better team than Arsenal? Player for player.
I think they are, because the table doesn't lie, you know. I mean,
that's true. You just
yeah,
rub salt on my wounds. That's true.
I mean, see, see, the table doesn't lie. As simple as that.
Yeah, that's
so.
true.
I think Leicester is better man to man.
Also, because you have a really good manager, and with Arsenal,
I think it's all about good owner, right?
Good owner.
It's all about
that's
Manchester
true.
City was nothing when the Arabs
before oil
right?
money came in. Yeah, true.
Yeah, before oil money came, they were basically as equivalent as Cardiff City. And now look at them.
I mean, that guy has he started this whole project and turned everything for Leicester. And funny thing is, he was linked to Arsenal when Emery was sacked. And
I know.
If things were different,
those days were tough. Those days were tough because see, Rodgers is a very good man. He's a very good manager, but I'm not too sure about his loyalty to the club, because we all know what to Celtic, right? And Celtic was his actually boyhood club.
Yeah,
it was his boyhood club. I mean, the way you feel about Arsenal or the way I feel about Leicester, that is the same feeling he has for Celtic. And he left them mid-season, and he had the chance to win, I think, 10 trophies consecutively, which was something no manager had ever done for Celtic. But he left Celtic for Leicester in mid-season, and back then Leicester wasn't in a great place. I think Leicester was around 11th position. That also speaks volume of Scottish Premier League. Yeah, you know, and it also tells that, I don't know, maybe I overthink this, but
you're not overthinking this, because a lot of people have this doubt against Rodgers, because a lot of people call him greedy, because whoever gives him money, he moves. And he's probably one of the richest managers, highly paid managers. I mean, that guy gets around 19 million or something to manage Leicester.
And rightly so. I don't think so. It's fully deserved.
Yeah. Would you take Arteta if that happens? Would you make a manager exchange if that happens?
Exchange? No. Why would I downgrade?
Like, hypothetically, if Arsenal throws big bucks at Rodgers' feet, and they're like, come aboard, manage this mess.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Would you take Arteta in return?
I would rather take, I know it will be controversial, but I would rather take Ralph Hasenhüttl. Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, Arteta, I mean, he has, I mean, the guy's had a rough patch and a really bad season, but he has shown quality.
for me, see, the thing is that for you guys, why did you hire Arteta, right? He had never managed anyone except he was the cone guy for Guardiola at Manchester City. But you hired Arteta because he was a club legend for you.
He was never a legend, but more of a.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he was a figurehead.
Hmm.
Let's say he was a figure at your club, right? So that's why you hired him. The same goes for Frank Lampard. Yeah, right. He got promoted from Derby to Chelsea because he was a legend of Chelsea. Now, if Vardy comes, right? If Vardy comes as a manager, obviously Leicester will be after him if he wants to become a manager. But we don't have any relation with Arteta, right? We cannot connect to Arteta, and he has no CV, as in to say that Leicester should be hiring me. That's the only difference for me. That why I'm not saying that Arsenal is any lesser of a club that they hired Arteta. I just think that because they had history with Arteta, that made them to choose Mikel Arteta.
That's the only reason.
And that Leicester won't choose him because he has right now no CV, which should be saying that you should hire him. Yeah.
Yeah, the only reason we got Arteta is he was Pep's assistant and it was his debut, and he was the captain for Arsenal back in the day.
See, some decisions have been brilliant of Arteta, but some decisions, including playing Arteta at right wing. Am I saying it right? Right? He played Arteta. He played Aubameyang too much on the right wing rather than playing him on the left wing. Okay, on the left wing. Yeah, I remember about something playing about him on the wings. So yeah, I think Auba is more of a central, and because of that, Auba struggled. So even in the dipping of the form of Aubameyang, it has to do something with Arteta, and even that Ozil situation, and even Saliba's situation. I think his man management has to be better.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah, that's not as an environment for the club, right?
That's true. I mean, Arteta played Auba on the left wing because we didn't have enough squad depth again. Like I said, you guys have a better squad overall. And the thing is, we didn't have a proper left winger. We had Saka, who tried, but that guy is already trying a lot. So we shifted him to his proper position, which is right wing. We don't have any left wingers properly. Martinelli.
I wanted to ask you this question upon Thomas Partey. I mean, how do you think that signing has been? Thomas Partey signing.
I might get a lot of hate for this one. I do get a lot of hate when I say this, but I think it has been a fraud. Partey has been a fraud so far, if you ask me. That
guy's more active on TikTok than in the Premier League.
And the funny thing is with Partey, he has never been injured when he was in La Liga, and he has been injured 4 times since he joined Arsenal.
That also speaks volume about physicality of
the league. Right? I know, but a lot of people slander Arteta when it comes to Partey. They say that he's rushing Partey back because our midfield is dead, and Partey brings in quality. But speaking of that, Partey has been very inconsistent. Like, if you ask me about Partey, the first thing I'll remember is his performance against Man United, which got us the first win at Old Trafford in many years. I mean, he gave a masterclass performance that day, and everyone called him the next Patrick Vieira.
Probably he's also he has been inconsistent, right?
He has been extremely inconsistent, and that's a thing. Again,
that's Arsenal basically this season, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure about this one because we usually start combined 11 with the goalkeeper, and I like Schmeichel, and if you ask me, Leno is the best goalkeeper in Premier League.
I've gone with Leno.
Okay,
I'm not picking Schmeichel. Yeah, okay. I'm going with Leno because I am actually undermining the blunder he made against Wolves, mind you, which Michael hasn't done anything of that sort in this season. But I'm just going sheerly with Leno because see, even I might get hate for this, but I don't think Schmeichel's distribution is of very good quality. I mean, it's been of very good quality in certain matches, but in certain matches, it's not Premier League's quality in certain matches. So I think Leno is better in
The
that
thing with
case. So
Leno
yeah,
is
I will go
his
with Leno.
distribution isn't that great either. I mean, the only
Yeah,
reason people say that we should have sold Leno and retained Martinez is because Martinez was a complete goalkeeper. And I
yeah,
think Martinez has the most clean sheets, if I'm not wrong, this season. And Leno,
yeah,
plus he tried to hug the ball this way. I don't know what he was trying
yeah,
to do. He got a handball, and we were playing with 9 men, I think, against.
yeah. Against Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think I'll still go with Leno. Leno is my man. Uh,
yeah. Even I'm going with Leno. No problem.
Coming back to centre backs, uh,
Ah,
I'll put in Gabriel, but Gabriel has been
no,
shocking so far.
no. See,
You
you
have to put
cannot put Gabriel.
Soyuncu. I mean,
Yeah, I mean Soyuncu. I mean, any Leicester centre back partnership could be in this combined 11, right? Even Wesley Fofana.
yeah,
I mean, he's going to be a sensation, right? I can tell you that guy is going to be sold for around 80 to 90 million pounds to Manchester United. Again, in the next 2 to 3 years. Again, I mean, he's been sensational. I have no words. He's so good at going forward, and he's so good in the air, so good at tackling. I mean, he's only 19.
yeah.
He's only
Funny
19
thing,
years.
funny thing about Fofana is Fofana came from Saint Etienne and Saliba, and they both were
Saliba.
the CB partnership there. And Saliba was
And they
hailed.
used, yeah, as the better one.
Yeah, Saliba. Everyone
And
used to call him the better one. But Saliba was
better one.
called the Mbappe of centre backs,
Center
and
backs, yeah.
we didn't play that guy. We loaned that guy. He became the man of the match there.
Man of the match.
Plus, he got into controversy where,
Controversies.
yeah,
The
people were.
homophobic content, right?
It wasn't
Even that
homophobic. He was.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, we better not talk about it. But people who are
yeah,
watching this, if you don't know, I think there were people masturbating while sitting next to him or something.
yeah.
Yeah. Moving on from that.
Let's
Okay.
move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
moving
yeah,
on
Wesley
from-
Fofana and Soyuncu, I won't
Yeah.
go with Evans because he's more injury prone, right? And he's not as fast as Fofana. So yeah, Wesley Fofana and Caglar Soyuncu at CB.
I'm not even gonna debate about who the right back should be. Hector Bellerin.
Come on.
Hector Bellerin
Versus
should.
Ricardo Pereira. See, any fullback of Leicester, not even Ricardo Pereira, even James Justin, Timothy Castagna can also play right back. Even James Justin, I mean, I feel so bad about James Justin. He just got his ACL done in a senseless match against FA Cup of Brighton because again we had this Ricardo Pereira's recurring this ACL problem. So he had to stay on the bench and James Justin had to play. But he was almost on the verge of joining England at the Euros.
Yeah,
And
so I heard.
yeah, there were so many sources stating that Gareth Southgate is going to pick James Justin because of his versatility, that he can play at either of the wings. But yeah, at right back I will be going Ricardo Pereira, and I know you are going.
Barron needs to
There's
stop
no debate.
playing football. He should stick to modeling, release an OnlyFans
He
or
needs
something.
to plant trees. He needs to plant trees, right? He said, right, with every one win of Arsenal, I'm going to plant one tree. 1,000 trees, something like that.
I'm saying this on like I'm not sure if this will go viral or not, but every tree Bellerin plants, I'm going to chop that tree off. He's that bad. He should stick to modeling, release an OnlyFans or something. He's done with football.
The guy has more foul throws than the assists or the goals.
I know.
Right?
That guy is never mind. Okay.
Let's move on.
The funny thing is, my friend, the guy who was supposed to be here today, Lakshit, he rates Bellerin a lot, and I'm the only one who's like, nah, he's not good enough for Arsenal.
He's probably unique. He's a unique Arsenal fan in supporting Bellerin.
I mean, there are a few people, there are a few fans who support Bellerin, but I don't want that guy in my team. That's all. Moving back to left back, I'm gonna go with Tierney.
There's no debate. Yeah.
Tierney is definitely one of the top three,
Yeah.
at least top three LBs in the league.
He has all the leadership qualities too. He's basically an old school kind of a player. Never
Yeah.
wears any inner, no gloves in the snow. When I
Yeah.
was watching him in that West Brom's game. Oh my god, he just
Man was
ripped apart.
walking in shorts and a t-shirt like he's having a
Yeah,
suntan or something.
yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, Kieran Tierney, no debate.
Tierney at left back. Midfield, who would you have in your midfield? I mean, we're gonna have Madison is not playing. Do you think that's gonna
Oh,
do you think that's gonna
okay.
cost you the game though if Madison is not gonna start?
See, the thing is, see, when Madison isn't there, people say about Vardy, right? When Vardy isn't there, we aren't the same. It's the same with James Madison. When Mahrez left Leicester, the main problem Leicester faced that we lacked that combo which we had in Mahrez and Vardy, right? Mahrez, dribbling through this right flank and assisting Vardy. And when Vardy doesn't score, he scores. So all these things were done by Mahrez. That's why he was basically the player of the year when we won the league. But I was really tense when Mahrez left for Manchester City for around 60 million pounds, something like that. So, but when we brought in Madison, I mean, he just filled that hole. He is the one who just fills that Mahrez role. Even he doesn't play much on the wing; he plays in that central role. But he has almost like what he has this season. James Madison has 8 assists and 9 goals. I mean, that's huge, right? In all competitions. So I mean, it would be really crucial. I read today that some inside sources that he's out for 2 weeks. I mean, let's hope it's not
Probably the hip again.
more serious than that. Yeah, but I think tomorrow it's going to be. It can be Tavares in attacking mid role. He's a 19-year-old
I've
academy
never
product.
heard of I've never heard of the guy.
Yeah,
But
yeah. Actually, Barcelona was in for him. They thought he's a sensational talent, and he's an academy product of Leicester, so he can play at attacking mid because he came against Slavia Praha in the dying 10 to 15 minutes of the game, and he looked good. And we have Dennis Pratt out injured, so there is no other option who to play. Even Ricardo Pereira can play tomorrow at attacking mid.
yeah,
You never
that'll
know.
be a thing to see.
Yeah.
Is
So
Ndidi
yeah,
fit
James
though?
Madison.
I think
Yeah, Ndidi's
Ndidi walks into that
Ndidi's fit.
midfield.
Come on, yeah,
And,
no debate. Even Tillemans walks into that midfield.
but he's been
Wilfred, if
inconsistent.
no, come on, man. Tillemans has been too good, too good. Yeah, last season he was very inconsistent, but
I mean,
you
even the start
cannot.
of this season, he has been a little inconsistent. If I'm not wrong.
Man, even it's if
The
Yuri Tillemans,
the funny thing is, I have Tillemans in my FPL. He always brings me
yeah,
points, and then I hear people slandering Tillemans that he's not consistent at all. I'm
last
not
year he
sure.
wasn't consistent, but this season he is. See, the thing is when Ndidi doesn't have Tillemans beside him, even Ndidi looks,
The midfield partnership.
but yeah, this midfield partnership has to go hand in hand, right? So if we are picking Ndidi, Tillemans has to be there. James Madison is not there, so attacking mid is open for you guys. You can slot in any player
Okay,
because we don't have any.
we have two of them, and I think one of them brings in more energy. The thing is, Odegaard does a lot of work offensively, and Smith Rowe brings a lot of feet. He runs, he has the work rate, and if he's not attacking, he's making sure that he runs his legs off. I think I'm gonna go with Smith Rowe. He was
Even
good.
me, yeah.
He was good against Benfica.
Odegaard hasn't got the game time to show his potential up till now. I cannot see something extraordinary up till now. So yeah, Smith Rowe. Even for me, it has to be Smith Rowe.
Moving to wings, would you bring Kelechi?
I think we are going to have a huge debate on the striker position, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have a headache with that one.
Yeah.
We have to bring Saka in, but I'm not sure if Saka would start.
No, see, I actually thought upon this. I want Saka to start in this team, right? Because I think Saka is too good to be left on the bench, and we have major problems on our right wing. We haven't found the perfect replacement for Riyad Mahrez till now. We have found replacement for every damn player, but not Riyad Mahrez.
I mean,
We actually, that also speaks volume.
That's difficult because Mahrez is the best right wing in the league. You can't debate about that, and that guy's 30.
Yeah, 30, right? We bought Cengiz under, but he hasn't been, quality, and Rogers doesn't trust him. He doesn't start for us, and rather than it's again Ayoze Perez. We bought him from, you must remember him from Newcastle days. He was very good at Newcastle, but he also has not, hit the ground running at Leicester. So because I want Saka to start, so I'll say that I will start Saka at right position, at right wing.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that?
My back is broken.
What, a vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Yeah, that's
and I will start Barnes. Yeah, and I will start Barnes at left wing.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds good though because Harvey Barnes has been in a really, really good form.
Yeah. Real Madrid is actually linked with him.
Yeah, I mean, the moment he hit form, I knew that people are gonna go after this guy. And he'll probably score an equalizer tomorrow. like that I don't remember which commentator said that. Oh, it's an equalizer. If
it was actually Leicester's admin. It was Leicester's admin.
And now Harvey Barnes. Oh, it's an equalizer. Harvey Barnes.
Twitter admin, right? Harvey Barnes has 9 goals and 4 assists this season alone in Premier League.
That's
not talking about any FA Cup clash or Carabao or Europa. So yeah, 13 goals and assists in his second proper season in Premier League. It's huge.
That guy's probably gonna make the England squad too. There's no debate about that.
Let's not debate.
Because England has a lot of attacking players, bunch of them.
Yeah. So finally,
the striker. Maybe if you, I'm not sure if you will get this reference, but there's this thing in Dragon Ball Z where you wear earrings and both of those fighters, like Vegeta and Goku combined. If Vardy and Auba could combine into one person, I'm sure that they both would have torn the league apart.
When I was before this podcast, when I was writing the combined 11, I was thinking that maybe we can start both Auba and Vardy, but I just thought that 2 strikers in one team,
it's not gonna work.
It's not ideal, right? I wanted to start Saka more than Auba, but the thing is, as you say, that we should be going with the form of the season, right? So I don't think it's any brainer. Auba
form of the season. When you speak of form of the season, Vardy has I think 12 goals so far.
Yeah, he has 12 goals.
Auba has recently scored a hat-trick.
8 goals.
He has 8 goals, but I'm talking about his current form. He scored a hat-trick, and then he scored a brace against Benfica, which were the winning goals. So I'm not sad. I'll probably put Auba.
Oh, come on, man. Come on.
So we're stuck with Vardy and Auba.
You just said half an hour earlier that you prefer.
I do. Vardy is my guy.
Yeah.
Vardy is.
Come on, pick your guy.
I mean, if you ask me who's better, like a friend of mine always asks me, who do you think is better? Kane? Do you think Kane, Aguero, Vardy? Who's the better one? And I always pick Vardy. I mean, I always pick Aguero actually because Aguero is untouchable. There's no better striker than Aguero. But
I think if anybody could have scouted Vardy at the age of 21, 22, I think maybe you would have said Vardy instead of Aguero, because
That's
in the-
debatable because
yeah,
in our
I mean that's debatable. Yeah, that is debatable. But I mean, he would have scored over 200 goals if he would have been playing.
it's the thing with Aguero is it's not about goals. It's when he scores them. He has scored them, like he got City their title after I don't know how
Yeah.
many years,
Yeah.
and I think we'll let the people know in the comments which one would they prefer for the striker position.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Okay, then we'll be winding up this podcast. Finally, we've been going at it for I don't know how many minutes. This is our first video. Show some love.
It's been pleasure, Chirag.
Thank you for joining us, Vedant. We'll be having you often as probably the only Leicester fan I know. And Vedant actually is a writer for Foxes at Leicester, and if you want to check out his work, the description will have his link and all the newsletter he has written so far.
Cheers, bro.
So thanks, man.